What's up, Steelers Nation? Welcome back to the channel, where we keep you up to date with everything black and gold. The Pittsburgh Steelers are working harder than ever this offseason to build a true contender. From blockbuster trades to bold contract moves, this team is not standing still. And if you're excited to see this team chase greatness again, do us a quick favor, smash that like button to support the grind and help push this video out to more Steelers fans. It really helps, more than you know. Now let's dive into today's big story, which is actually two major updates: the Steelers wide receiver hunt and the latest developments in the TJ Watt situation. Buckle up, because this is going to get interesting. Let's start with the wide receiver situation. It's been nearly a month since Gabe Davis visited the Pittsburgh Steelers, and while he didn't sign right away, reports from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler now confirmed that Davis is still an option for the team. That's right, this door hasn't closed, and a signing could happen closer to training camp. Davis is taking his time, evaluating his next move. After being cut by the Jaguars in May, the 26-year-old went on a bit of a free agency tour, meeting with the Steelers, 49ers, Giants, and Saints. His last visit was with New Orleans, and since then, things have gone quiet, at least publicly. But, behind the scenes, Pittsburgh is still monitoring the situation. Fowler reported that Davis really enjoyed his visit to the Steel City, and that speaks volumes about how both sides felt during initial talks. Now, let's not sugarcoat it. Davis is coming off his worst NFL season, just 20 receptions, 239 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's a far cry from his time in Buffalo, where he racked up 27 touchdowns across 4 seasons, including a stellar 2022 campaign, where he had nearly 850 yards. The Steelers clearly believe there's still some of that old Bills magic left in Davis, and quite frankly, he could be the perfect complement to DK Metcalf on the outside. Until something changes, the WR2 job belongs to Calvin Austin III, according to ESPN's Brooke Pryor. Austin is currently leading the pack behind Metcalf, and WRS coach Zach Atzani made that clear during minicamp, saying, "It's Calvin's job right now." Austin is entering his 3rd season and coming off a solid sophomore year where he posted 36 receptions for 548 yards and 4 touchdowns. He brings speed, shiftiness, and a growing rapport with new QB Aaron Rodgers, but he's still not a lock to be the full-time second option behind Austin. The Steelers have veterans like Robert Woods and Scotty Miller, and young talents like Roman Wilson and Ben Skowronek. It's a crowded room, but no one has separated themselves. That's why the door remains wide open for someone like Gabe Davis to walk in, seize a role, and give Rodgers a proven vertical threat. Now, let's get to the elephant in the room. You probably saw the headlines this week, and FL insider Jeremy Fowler stirred the pot again on 93.7 The Fan, saying that if the Steelers were to trade TJ Watt, the price would be steep, and I mean really steep. According to Fowler, teams believe Watt could fetch a first-round pick plus a 2nd or 3rd rounder. That's the kind of compensation we usually only see for franchise quarterbacks or generational talents. But hey, that's exactly what Watt is. He's got 108 career sacks, 33 forced fumbles, most in the NFL over the last 8 years, and 6 seasons with 11.5 sacks or more. He's the face of the defense, a Defensive Player of the Year, and one of the most feared players in the league. But here's the issue: his contract. Watt is in the final year of his 4-year, $112 million deal, which averages $28 million per season. That used to be elite money. But then the Browns went and gave Myles Garrett a jaw-dropping $40 million per year deal with $123.5 million guaranteed. That deal reset the market, and now Watt is left underpaid on paper. He hasn't publicly demanded anything, but his absence from OTAs and minicamp speaks louder than words. He wants a new deal, and frankly, he deserves one. The Steelers are known for taking care of their own. They rewarded Cam Hayward, they brought back Minka before the trade, and they just made splash moves for Ramsey and Metcalf. But the Watt situation might be the trickiest one yet. Fowler made it clear there's no indication Pittsburgh wants to move on from Watt. But other teams, they're calling, and they're doing it because of Pittsburgh's aggressive offseason. The Steelers took on nearly $20 million of Yolan Ramsey's salary. They added Metcalf. They traded away Minka, and now they might sign another receiver. Like Gabe Davis, this is a team pushing hard for a championship in 2025. But can they afford everyone? The math doesn't lie. If Watt wants $40 million per year, Pittsburgh has to make some very tough decisions. Do you stretch the cap to keep your defensive leader? Or do you sell high and use the return to build around Rodgers while the window is open? Let's be honest, Watt hasn't had much postseason success in his career. That's not on him, but it's the reality. And with Rodgers in town, this might be the year to change that. So if you're Omar Khan, the last thing you want to do is create another hole on a defense that's already taken some hits. Replacing Watt with draft picks only makes sense. If you're planning for the future, not going Ellen for now. And from everything we've seen signing Rodgers, trading for Ramsey and Metcalf, it's clear Pittsburgh is playing to win this. Seasoned Steelers linebacker Patrick Queen was one of the biggest offseason additions in 2024, arriving from division rival Baltimore with big expectations. After earning second-team All-Pro honors with the Ravens in 2023, Queen signed a 3-year, $41 million deal with Pittsburgh. The idea put a fast, instinctive playmaker in the heart of the Steelers' defense, and while Queen earned a Pro Bowl nod again in 2024, he's not satisfied, not even close. I think I could have expectations and surpass them. And I'd still be upset that I didn't do more, Queen told the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. I didn't do that last year. That's what really aggravated me this whole offseason. Queen finished 2024 with 129 total tackles, 65 solo stops, 1 sack, and 2 forced fumbles. Solid numbers on paper. But for Queen, it wasn't about stats, it was about the standard. He played in all 17 games, but admits he didn't quite play to the level he knows he can. You could blame it on a whole new system and all that, but I'm a professional. That was year 5. I should have been more prepared. I take full accountability. Now that's the kind of attitude you want in the locker room, and it speaks volumes about Queen's mindset going into 2025, a year where Pittsburgh is all in. Defense, locked and reloaded if Queen's ready to bounce back. He'll be doing it in the middle of a defense that might be the best unit in the AFC. Let's run through what's been added since that frustrating end to 22-4. Ramsey. 6-time Pro Bowler and former All-Pro, now joins the cornerback room. Darius Slay, another Pro Bowl veteran, also arrived this offseason. Joey Porter Jr. Entering year 3 is coming off a breakout season where he didn't allow a single touchdown when targeted. With those 3, Pittsburgh suddenly has a legitimate case. To run 5 DB sub-packages on a regular basis, that's a massive shift from their traditional 3-4 base. But it's a needed adjustment in a league dominated by pass-heavy offenses, and here's the kicker. With Juan Thornhill stepping in at free safety and Deshaun Elliott returning at strong safety, the secondary has versatility, instincts, and experience at all levels. Add in that the Steelers forced a league-high 33 turnovers last season, and you've got the makings of a dominant playmaking defense. In fact, some analysts believe the loss of Minkah Fitzpatrick in the Ramsey deal may have actually been addition by subtraction. Minkah had just 1 interception and 1 forced fumble over the past 2 seasons. Meanwhile, Ramsey has 5 picks. In that same span, and in fewer games, Steelers' defensive line ranked no one in the NFL. A&D, don't forget what's happening in the trenches. According to Pro Football Focus, the Steelers have the top defensive line in football. T.J. Watt, 91.7 PFF grade, 3rd highest among all edge defenders. Cam Hayward, 90.1 grade, 2nd among interior linemen. Alex Highsmith, top 20 edge rusher by PFF. And let's not forget first round rookie Derek Harmon, who's been praised as a future anchor inside. This is a defense that's going to get pressure, take the ball away, and give Aaron Rodgers short fields all season long. Offense, Rodgers plus firepower equals efficiency. About the offense for a minute, because it's built for efficiency, not just fireworks. With DK Metcalf commanding attention outside and Jonnu Smith now paired with Pat Freiermuth at tight end, Rodgers has what he's lacked for years, legit middle-of-the-field options. Mix in the speed of Calvin Austin III, the veteran savvy of Robert Woods, and promising rookie Roman Wilson, and suddenly this WR room doesn't feel thin anymore, even Peyton Manning chimed in on the Rodgers addition. There's no substitute for experience, and what Aaron can do to help these receivers is significant. Hopefully, this is a good chapter for him, and he can finish strong if it is his last year. And look, We all know the ground game needs to step up, but Jaylen Warren and rookie Caleb Johnson give the team a punchy, quick-footed backfield that works well with 2 TE sets. The tight ends will keep defenses honest if they sit back to defend the pass. These guys can line up and pound the rock. Patrick Queen, motivated and locked in back to Queen for a moment because his words carry real weight in that locker room. Being able to go through that process of being at the top of my game and then going down, it kind of fuels you even more to get back to your old self. He knows the defense around him is elite. Now, it's on him to play at the level that made him a feared Raven. And now, a critical part of the Steelers' identity, and with guys like Ramsey, Slay, and Watt holding others accountable. Queen has the perfect supporting cast to bring out his best. So here's the question for Steelers Nation. Would you sign Gabe Davis to give Rodgers another deep threat and lock in the WR room behind Metcalf and Austin? And more importantly, what do you do with TJ Watt? Do you break the bank and pay him what he deserves to keep him in black and gold for life? Or do you sell high, grab some premium picks, and bet on your ability to rebuild the defense around younger pieces? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. This is a massive offseason for the Steelers, and your voice matters. We're building something special here on the field and right here in this community. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring that bell so you never miss a big-time Steelers update. Thanks for watching, and as always, here we go, Steelers.